race. The Senior A mixed small boat, it may take some while for the calculations. We've seen some contact. We've seen some boats paddling inside of other boats, not on the water. It's been some close contact. So the officials will be going through all the instances there. And the great thing with the drone, we get great footage from above.
Yep.
So the right decisions can be made. It's not guesswork. It's very, very precise that the officials are going through that. So we won't have times for that race, I would suggest, for at least another 10 minutes.
Yeah, right.
That's race number 5, the Senior A mixed small boat, brought to you by Regatta Sport. And there is controversy left, right and centre in this style of racing.
All right. We will... Well, we're just about to go. We're going to get on the water straight away. So
Why wouldn't we?
Why not? Let's keep rolling. So if you're watching at home, we are just sliding it in nicely here, a little bit ahead of time. As we see on the water first up in the Senior C Women's Small Boat. And it's the Dragon Masters. Out they go. And number 2, that's the Dragon Flyers. So they're out on the water. Next up will be Albury Wodonga Warriors. With the breeze maybe just dropping a little bit. It's straight across now. Straight across all rowers. Coming from the left of your screen there. Across. There we go on number 3. So the Warriors go out. There's 4, which is the Black Sea Dragons. The 5 boat will be Manning River Dragons. The Black Sea Dragons, they were established in 2019 after they amalgamated with the Adelaide Sea Dragons and the Black Dragons. So they've got a rich history in South Australian dragon boat racing, Bryce. That's the Black Sea Dragons.
On the water, getting through the start line, there's boat number 7, the Kawana Power Blades. We had the Brisbane River Dragons in 6, getting ahead of them. Boat 7, Kawana Power Blades. And boat number 8, your number 1 seeds, the Currumbin Dragons, are underway. Good start by them, powered up nicely. We have a look at the Dragon Masters. The Bunnies out in front in boat number 1. A nice, steady pace there. Very well done. They don't want to go too hard now at the start. Just easing their way through. Looking at their negative splits. They'll get quicker and quicker, the Dragon Masters. Have a little look there. Back to the Dragon Masters.
So, Currumbin, the one for me, Bryce. They were so quick yesterday in the racing. In fact, they blew away the opposition. So it'll be interesting to see how this format of racing suits them.
We saw some of those crews that are really suited to, in the previous races, in the mixed category, really suited to the longer version.
Yeah.
And Derwent,
good example.
a great example. They're maybe a little slower in the sprint races, but we've seen how much they improve when the going gets tough and it's longer, and they're very comfortable with that type of racing. And some of these boats out here in the Senior C Women's Small Boat, thanks to V Insurance, and we'll see a similar pattern, I'm sure, with some of the early markers being able to really get out and get away into some clear water and post some very good times. We see the Albury, or the Dragonflies around there. Boat 3 is the Albury Wodonga Warriors. Just a little wide on that turn. In lane 4, boat number 4, the Black Sea Dragons, making a good fist of that turn.
Yeah, they've lapped that up, haven't they?
And even better, boat number 5, the Manning River Dragons.
Yeah, so Black Sea Dragons out of Adelaide. They've done that well. Manning River just following behind said, yep, we'll follow your suit, and away we go. And you can see there at the bottom of the screen, that is the Brisbane River Dragons. Out round they go, and then we've got Kawana, bottom left, and tracking in behind them is the Currumbin Dragons, who are just tagging in nicely behind them. Valuable seconds to be gained or lost coming around this corner. Just going a little bit wider there, Kawana. And a lot tighter line there certainly is Currumbin.
Well, that's where you make up seconds. And
yep.
Good work by Currumbin. Look, it's not easy. The sweeps have got their work cut out. It is still windy conditions. You can see the rippling across the water. But all in all, very good conditions here. In fact, outstanding conditions at the Sydney International Regatta Centre. It's probably the premium dragon boating venue in the world.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, so Currumbin there probably pulling out half a boat length there on Kawana. So we get a good look at it there now. So we're starting to see there is a bit of progress. Looks like boat number 4, the Black Sea Dragons, benefiting from that nice line they got coming through that top turn at the top. They're coming along nice. That's them on the right-hand side, about boat number 3 from the bottom of the screen. And that's them there. Now you get a look at them. That's them on the left there. So they're moving along very smartly. And the big mover is the back marker, Currumbin Dragons.
So there's going to be an interesting turn. They come down and approach the second turn now. Holding their own is boat number 2 there, just slipping out in front of them, about 50 metres from the turn. That's the Dragon Masters. You can see them just in front. But it's going to be interesting between the Dragonflies, Albury Wodonga, who have been passed already by the Black Sea Dragons, who are working up the inside. So there will be some adjudication here about what they can and can't do. Boat number 2, Dragonflies, will probably need to take the second lane and allow the Black Sea Dragons in boat number 4 to come up the inside, and they have done that.
Yep.
The Dragonflies have opened up the door through necessity, not through want, and they are out nice and wide. Little tighter line by the Albury Wodonga Warriors. No interference there, but boat number 5, Manning River Dragons, as they just make into the turn now, very tight cornering and very good control. They have made up some time.
Yeah, right behind them too are the Brisbane River Dragons too. So they're probably even going a little bit quicker. They've put a bit of a gap on the Kawana Power Blades, and Currumbin now.
Oh, this is getting tight over there. Boat number 5, you don't want to clip the back of the 3 boat, and they've had to ease off their paddling. And we see the oar of the sweep paddling madly sideways, which has allowed boat number 6, the Brisbane River Dragons, to make up a little bit of time. They've just kept powering their way through. So very smart work by the Brisbane River Dragons to make up a little bit of time there. The last couple of boats getting through, Kawana getting overtaken by Currumbin in boat number 8, who are drifting wide, and to get out of the way, Kawana's gone. Well, they've gone out via the car park, via the Blue Mountains, and then come back to avoid the contact. It got really tight with those 2 boats, and still boat number 7, Kawana, are trying to get back on the course. They're pushing off the bank. It feels like it. They've gone very, very wide. We can see them right in the background as they look to line up back on the course, sneaking up the inside as Currumbin.
So the shots there, we've got the top of the course there. It's quite interesting. We've got the Black Sea Dragons, boat number 4. So that's one there. That's a Dragon Masters. The next boat that you'd be able to see is the 4th boat out on the water, which is the Black Sea Dragon. So they've really hunted up well here, and they've set the bar pretty high for the others to chase. So they've done well at the top there, the Dragon Masters. There's a couple of Dragonflies and Albury Wodonga Warriors already been passed by the Black Sea Dragons, who are coming up there on the inside. And this might get interesting as they get to the turn. They'll probably get the right of the way if they increase that margin, Bryce. Where are you going to pick it up? You've got to be close to the back of the boat, have you?
Yeah, you've got to have the dragon head to reach the tail, or have the momentum, which is important to get that nod at that 50-metre buoy. The official down there will keep a close eye on that. So they've powered up to try and get to that point. The Dragon Masters are proving very hard to chase down out in front. They've had clear water all the way. They haven't been caught up in any skirmishes. And they've gone about their business quietly, but very powerfully. It's a great view of that crew there. The women in the Senior C category. It's a lungbuster, this one. It's a real lungbuster in the small boat. And they get around the apex of that turn, and they weren't able to track them down.
They're efficient, aren't they, the Dragon Masters? They really have held well at the top of the course here. Good line they've taken here by the Black Sea Dragons.
They just weren't able to pin them down, the Black Sea Dragons, to get that rite of passage, although the Dragon Masters getting a little wide there and railing through is right close to the boys is the Black Sea Dragons. That is a time-saving manoeuvre, and look what's happened up above there. 3 wide they came into that turn. Who's done the damage?
It's hard to tell. Let's have a look at this stage so that...
Well, that's boat number 5. The Manning River Dragons have come through, and in boat number 6, look at them. Brisbane River Dragons have just gone, well, you've gone wide. We're going to sneak up the inside. Oh, this is tight racing.
Sorry, Price. It was the poor old Dragonflies who got blown out the back there. They started second. They've had a bit of a tough run at it, and the 2 back markers, it's getting interesting too. Kawana and... I think it's Currumbin that have passed. No, it's Currumbin. Yes, Currumbin have passed Kawana. So Currumbin, the back marker, went in this probably a favourite. They are really powering through now. They're making up a lot of ground. They're in a really good position here. They've got a nice line. They went round the last turn very nicely, and they'll power it home from here.
Well, they haven't been caught up in any of the shenanigans going on ahead. The cornering, the drifting. It's been a real challenge. But here they go. It's tight racing at the front. The hammer goes down. This is the Black Sea Dragons on the inside of the hard-to-catch Dragon Masters. They've set all the other crews a challenge out at number 1, and, well, the Black Sea Dragons are lifting. It's tight. You couldn't fit a credit card between those 2 boats. They are right next to each other as they come down the final straight. This is where they need the lift of the local crowd here. Time to get behind them. The final 250, it's now or never. And it's all about the time you can post. It's head down, Aussie grit. Get it to the finish line as powerfully as you can. Good run by the Black Sea Dragons in 4.
Yeah, they're doing well, aren't they? They're really doing well. That breeze is really too. It's shifted now. It's right in their face almost. Those flagpoles out the front of the grandstand are saying, righto, work into us. There they go. That's the Black Sea Dragons in 4. Have finally caught the Dragon Masters who were keen to stay there.
They're keen to stay there. They're keen to challenge them and go, you're not going past. We're not going to let you get past. Look at the Dragon Masters in 1. They're going, no, you're not going to just ease past us. We're going to put the best effort we can. Well done. Brave paddling by the Dragon Masters as the Black Sea Dragons thought they'd blow them away. They haven't. They ease away now. Good battle at the front for line honours. Black Sea Dragons, they can put their hand on top of the esky. Well done to the Dragon Masters. A fine run there. Right in behind them, the Manning River Dragons in 5.
They are flying, Bryce, so they give them the yellow jersey. I reckon they've just got ahead of the Black Sea Dragons. And it's not going to last long because flying through in number 6 here is the Brisbane River Dragons, clubhouse leader. But don't get too comfy with it. Don't put the jumper over the top of it because flying is the Currumbin Dragons, the back marker, the boat number 8. Let's have a look at that finish line now. Coming through. The bip you heard, that is for Currumbin. They have absolutely flown. Gutsy effort there from the Dragonflies. as they come through. And then the second back marker, Kawana Power Blades, but no one. They stayed out of trouble. The back markers, they picked them off as they chose, and the Currumbin Dragons have put on a spectacular display of 2 kilometre racing.
Well, superb effort by all 8 crews. That was the V Insurance Senior C Women's Small Boat, and I didn't see any boys being picked off.
Looked pretty clean, didn't it?
It did look pretty clean, and that's important.